everyone, this is Rachel Steven back with another video here on Live Study Hacks. And today we're going to be talking about risk-taking. It's important to take risks to explore our various interests. Many believe that when we're taking risks, it usually involves a bunch of bad things for youths. However, it's completely the opposite. Risk is in every aspect of your life, even if you might not see it. Learning to walk or riding a bike when we were young were all examples of us taking risks. We have to take risks in those simple circumstances to achieve big things in life. Essentially, when we take risks, each time we try something new. That is why we must help each other out to listen to these growing challenges that we may face. If we learn to take risks in a healthy manner, it can allow us to expand our horizons to our growth. But before we talk about youths and how we can risk take in a more effective manner, please make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, Live Study Hacks, to help support the children of incarcerated parents. I want to once again really thank you for all of the growth that we get from the subscribers and all the feedback that you guys are giving us. So without further ado, let us get started and talk about how we can risk take. So the first step in doing this is we must analyze and understand the risk that we're taking very effectively by using the risk index, analyzing the probability of how this risk is going to play out if it's successful or fail to work out in that case, looking at the two sides of it. So this is essentially the impact of the risk. To clarify, if we learn to ask ourselves 3 questions, it can eliminate risks. First, eliminate the impact of these risks. How will things change? Will this impact just me or others? Or is it permanent or reversible? It's hard to come back from things that are permanent. It's important to look at the stats and long-term goals when we risk take, and not the here and now. For example, when we're deciding whether we want to go hang out with our friends or go to a part-time job that I know many of us high schoolers have, we must ask ourselves, how will things change? We can ask that maybe things will change when we don't have money. That's an example. Or maybe we won't get the grade that we're looking for on a test. These are all part of the impact. And maybe that money is set up for something that's bigger, a goal that you have in mind, or something that you're saving up for, maybe going to college. It's a permanent decision, and you're never going to get it back. This is a small example, but there are many instances in your life that you really have to take a step back and understand the situation that is presented in front of you, especially the teenage brain. It's so important that we do not immediately make decisions, but we understand its impact and we don't look at the here and now. Our brains are still developing, with the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala being easily activated. So we must take these steps back. It's so vital and really will help our development and make us feel successful and happy in our lives. The second step is to make decisions for yourself and not your peers. I know this is easier said than done, but we tend to make silly decisions with our peers. A study has shown that through a driving simulation, when youth had their friends in the back of their car, they make more riskier decisions than with adults who make the same number of risks with or without peers. It goes to show that social influence has a big impact in how teens make decisions. Your peers can be good influences if they allow you to explore the true you and not limit you in any way. I know it can be hard because there's so many times that I want to be accepted by my peers, so I do things I would not normally do if I was alone. But you have to keep in the back of your minds that your friends are not always going to be with you, and your choices are going to affect you at the end of the day. So please make sure when you're risk taking, you do it for you and not for your friends, and not be there in the here and now, and really think about your decisions. Well, lastly, I want you guys to remember that you are not alone, that risk-taking can be hard, but they can have such successful outcomes if done correctly and you ask yourself these 3 questions. The greatest people in your life that you see in your life, and all the role models and those successful people who have achieved a lot in life, have had to risk-take in any circumstance in their life. Someone said that you are paying the price if you're staying and being miserable, and you feel happiness when you leave your comfort zone. So to inspire you, I want to end this video by sharing some stories of famous people who found success when risk-taking. And one of them is Natalie Portman. And she said, in reflecting on her life during her Harvard commencement address for one of her movies, she talked about, called Black Swan, she learned to go beyond her limitations by learning how to become a ballerina and grow. And she had no ballerina skills before, but she wanted to take that challenge for herself. And she did not want to live that low life for herself. And she found gains by doing that, not just being free, but later finding her husband in her own personal life. So do the unpredictable, guys, and you will reap rewards. And even Ashton Kutcher also talks about how he left school to pursue a career in modeling and later an investor. But even though things were not looking good at the moment, he kept on going. So I'm not telling you guys to go that far, but I'm telling you to become resilient, but believe in yourself no matter what anyone says. Even Stan Lee, who wrote multiple stories for Marvel, and he even wrote a comic thinking that it was not good, but he submitted it and ended up being so much better than all his other stories. Even Elon Musk, his story of Tesla and creating a startup company was a story of risk-taking and sleepless nights. So all in all, I would like to close with a quote from Ryan Holiday. If you do one thing successful, it does not mean you have to do it again. If we learn to risk young, it determines a life that's average or extraordinary. And I want you guys to have a life that's extraordinary. Well, I hope you guys learned a thing or two about risk-taking, and I hope that you apply it in your day-to-day lives and not go for the here and now, but try different things in your life. Maybe it's food, trying different things in life, or maybe it's investing and finding and doing stuff that you want to do as a teen and you enjoy. And like always, I really hope that you really learn something new. So like always, please make sure to like and subscribe to Life Study Hacks to support the charity of incarcerated parents. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.